Here goes nothing. Okay, I think it's live. Just in time, too, because my fingers are about to fall off. Okay. All right. Wow. All right. Good luck, Jen. I'll see you in the chat. Wish me luck that I don't fall off this mountain here.
Yeah, don't do that. You won't be too happy.
Okay. All right. For posterity's sake, I'm gonna explain what I'm doing in case I do fall off the mountain, which I won't. But okay, I'll bid you adieu. Good luck. Good luck on the meeting, and see you on the live. It's in the pocket. Yes, because there. That is Jen. She is the other one behind Trailbound Sketches, making it all happen. And the secret to the behind the scenes of everything. But this one is going to be exciting because I have no idea how this is going to happen. I also can't see any comments right now, so if you get a chance, definitely toss those in because I'd love to. I'll address all of them when I can, but right now I've got to move quick because look at this beautiful light. Also, we got to get some fingers on here soon. Well, I have fingers. I've got to put more fingers on. Mittens, that's what I mean. Because we are going on an adventure today, and it is going to be the last adventure of these socks, which is so sad. Sort of. It's the second to last adventure of these socks because they're just very special to me, and they have a lifetime guarantee on them. So, okay, sorry, let me start back from the beginning here. My name is Max Romey. I'm very cold. There's a lot of wind, but I live in a beautiful place called Alaska, and I'm going to hike up this mountain and make a really wild watercolor, but I'm going to do it in my favorite pair of socks, or one of my favorite pairs of socks, and it's going to be their last hike with me together. So these are Darn Toughs. Darn Toughs are just amazing wool socks, but they have a lifetime guarantee on them. So if you you know put a hole through them, or in my case, like run multiple marathons and just put them through Alaska's wildest, then they get a hole in them. But you can send them back, and they'll send you a brand new pair of socks or a coupon for a new pair of socks because they think that these will last forever, and they practically have. But I haven't been able to get the gumption up to actually send these things back in because they're too like emotionally attached to the stuff we've been on together. So I'm going to take these on one last adventure. We're going to go up the mountain. We're going to have a really good time. We're going to sketch a painting, hopefully stay on the mountain, and then I'll send them in. So step one, placing the socks on, which is like the most precarious spot to do it. Oh, no. I've got a, well, you'll see. This is, I'll tell you all about how much use these have been through, but this is like hundreds of miles on these socks. I actually ran the Southern Trek, which is like the Alaska PCT, which is still being made. We went through those. It's like a trail that doesn't exist yet. It's like doing the PCT before it was marked or possible. So these have been through some serious stuff, multiple Mount Marathons. There's a little bit of wear in the back. Honestly, they're still pretty functional socks, but just for warmth's sake, I'm going to pair another pair of Darn Toughs below them. Just to kind of help them up. It's like the crutch sock here. So we got a pair of these. Ooh, don't start this by putting a foot in this. Oh no! Stop! Oh, cold. Oh, so cold. Okay, that's okay. Wool keeps you warm even when it's wet. I just look so cool about it. So you don't wear cotton in Alaska. Call it killer cotton. Because when cotton gets wet, it sucks all the warmth out of your bones or wherever it's next to. Okay. These are such good socks. I don't know if they make them anymore. Oh, okay. All right. There's one. Back in here. Here comes number 2. We're just getting these on. This is a live as well, so well, no, it's not a live. This is a space live. So feel free to ask some questions or anything like that. I'll try to address all of them. If I can't physically right now, I'll definitely do it afterwards. But I think Darn Tough might even be jumping in the comments so they can explain all. But we'll see. My goal is to keep this stuff going all the way up to the top. Make a really fun watercolor. I've got a little bit of gin, which is what you need to paint with in this weather to keep stuff from freezing. Sometimes helps the fingers too if you add it to the artist. But we're gonna see because there's some serious wind going on a little higher up. So we'll see how this all shakes out. All right, there we go. Socks, check. We've got the last of them right here. Oh, these are such good socks. So this is from Gators, and just some real extreme kind of bushwhacking. Took out the top of this one. I would love to know how many miles I put on these, but these are some of my favorites. And we're just gonna put a nice pair of warm, clean boots on. These are my other go-tos. Got some Revels, they're called. And zip this all up. Got all the gear. Oh, there goes my mittens. And just tie these nice and tight. And let's get up a mountain here. So today, let me just push these back up like this. Oh, there we go. Hello. So today, my goal is to kind of get up there, probably find some shelter because it is going to be seriously windy. I almost got blown down right over here. You can kind of see Alaska in the background. It's all Alaska. But you can really see Sleeping Lady right back here. Maybe you can. Sleeping Lady is right back there in the sun. We might even get some sun today, which would be kind of unheard of. It's super foggy, very icy in the last few days. But this is one of my favorite hikes. It's one of the most popular hikes in Alaska, but it's really, really, really sketchy up top. Just like the last 200 feet are just absolutely terrifying. And so I've got an ice axe. We'll play it safe. If it's not safe, I'll come down. But the beauty of Alaska is, honestly, anywhere you plop yourself down is a beautiful spot to sketch. So there's no real way to go wrong, except for not coming here. I feel like everybody talks about going to Alaska as if you can do it in one trip. Truth is, it just takes a lifetime. And then you have to have kids up here so they can do it. And like eventually, after like 30 or 40 generations, maybe you'll get a sense of this place. At least that's my plan. Okay, we got some middies. Nice dexterous thing. We've got an ice axe, and woo! Hey, stay there. Your time is coming very soon. And got a camera. Let's walk this thing up. Okay. And like I said, it is live, but I can't actually see much of anything. So if I need to change audio or anything, let me know in the comments. I'll check them basically when I'm close to the top. Or just, I don't know, if you're in Anchorage, send somebody up to go find me. Ooh, you can send somebody up to go bring me cookies too. All right, here we go. Got the basics. Hey, get back in your pocket. A little bit of an enthusiastic ice axe. This is flat top. At least this is the trail up flat top. Anchorage, where I live, is right down there. People say that Anchorage is 20 minutes from Alaska because 20 minutes to a place like this, but then you can also live in like a legitimate city. It is a great little trail, and one of the most popular, I think it's like one of the most hiked trails. It's kind of loved to death, but my sister actually worked on some other trails on the other valley, which are also wonderful. We're going to do this one today because I think the views are going to be pretty spectacular. I'll give it a try. There's a real chance I'm going to lose service right up here. If I do, I will start this thing back up. It'll be on the same place where you'll be able to find it. But the top I should have there is the question though, is will I have warmth and or just will I be able to have footing because this wind is pretty extreme. Hopefully you can actually hear. I put the microphone is in my ears. I think that kind of keeps things on the way up. I couldn't even hear myself think. You want to put little rubber tips on your ice axe because these things are real sharp and really good at just stabbing into stuff like snow, but also people. We got a good little, here's our first little pass. This trail is undangerous. There's actually somebody who got buried by an avalanche for hours and was only found because somebody saw their legs sticking out, which is kind of the equivalent of like dying by an avalanche in Central Park. They made it, thank goodness, but it is a good reminder. You can get a lot of trouble even on the list of trails. But I'm loving the light, gorgeous. If you're just tuning in, I'm taking my socks. You can send them back in. You get a hole in them, or they're made to be strong. So if they can't handle whatever you're putting at them, you send them back in. They'll send you a new pair. But just too many memories because the stuff that it took to put a hole in these socks. They've been through a lot with me. They've been through more than a lot of my shoes have, and so I'm taking them on one last big adventure before I send them in. Just a nice little thank you and a goodbye. So we're gonna go up that thing, this flat top. Gosh, sleeping lady, right back there. Woo! Oh man, that is a good looking mountain. All right, here comes the wind. Boy, I hope it's going to my headphones and not to the GoPro because I can't even hear myself think. It is more sheltered up there. So in the event that you just hear the wind tunnel that I'm actually in, well, it'll get better. Whoa. We're just gonna hike right up this thing, and then I'm gonna keep the camera facing this way because I don't want to get covered. It's kind of a wintry mix going on right now, and I don't have any lens cloths. But I do have a sketchbook, some hot tea, and if I can make it up this thing, then I'll make a watercolor. Hoping that I might be able to find some shelter up there too, as this wind continues. If you're wondering, the feet are doing great. Very warm, very woolly. Okay. Gotta get up here. Like I said, the scary part is like right kind of towards the top. So here that goes. It's actually a pretty quick hike. And even halfway up is lovely. But I think it is one of the most rescued mountains in Alaska. Or at least they have to rescue more people off of it than almost any other mountain. I think it might even have more injuries than Denali. I have to look on the exact stat. But it's an example of numbers versus just statistics. It's like not many people climb Denali. A pretty high percentage of them need help. And when they need help, it's clear that inevitably somebody needs help. Or the amount of people that'll do this mountain in like Converse or Crocs is shocking. Which it can be done, but it doesn't mean it should be done. So a lot of times people need to be helped down just a little bit. It's also one of those ones where you can get up it, but getting down it's pretty intense. Oh my gosh, look at these views. So there you go, sleeping lady, just looking magnificent over there. We have turning an arm. Way down there is Bird and Girdwood, Seward, Homer over here, Alaskan. These are the mud flats. Way down here, got some of the early winter valleys, kind of ptarmigan colored, or I suppose ptarmigan or mountain colored. And here's a very windy hiker who is hopefully going to make it to the top of this mountain. I started this live like assuming that I'd be kind of like really quick to the top, but I did not kind of fully expect this wind. It could be real dicey toward the gap. There's like a little kind of notch way up here, so it could be a little bit exciting up there. But I believe most of the trail is in the leeward, whatever the side does not have wind in it. That's most of the trail. We'll also see how the Wi-Fi side of things is. Might get a little bit exciting, and if it does disconnect, I'll just reconnect it. Um, oh. Oh, I can't believe Darn Tough agreed to this. Who thought this was a good idea? Sorry. This is very appropriate. He sucks. He sucks and done some stuff. Sketch-wise, my goal is to do a whole page. And we'll see how the warmth allows me on that. I feel like it's always a bit of a race against hypothermia. But when it comes to watercolor, it's really fun to do something, big and fancy up here. I've got to say, it's also totally fine if you've ever tried it, not to go too big too fast. I think a lot of times I felt like if I wasn't making, some fancy painting, way up, oh gosh, snow in the eyes. If I wasn't making some fancy painting, way up top, it was like, wasn't even worth it. But some of my favorite paintings have just been like little half sketches, which have given me the idea. So this might be one of those days. But ideally, we'll be able to take something all the way to fruition. Yes, I do need to have a better pocket for this ice axe. I'll be pulling it up here in just a second. So it's fine, there's dangling around. I'll strap it in before I go down. Well, this is quite a sled hill with this thing. These right here, these are like railroad timbers too, to give you some how much snow there is. Jump off the trail. Sorry. I feel like the problem with live is you end up seeing all the stuff, like usually you cut the snot rockets out of the video, but you can't hide in the live. I mean, you can a little bit, but not the same. Oh my goodness gracious. I've got 3 different pairs of mittens because I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Right now I'm sort of the middle ground, but I might need to okay, up we go. Like I said, there's this little notch at the top. Oh my goodness. And that's, I think, where like most of the wind is gonna be pouring through. So the goal is just kind of make it through that. Okay. Almost up we go. The old calming sounds of heavy breathing. As we up mountain. There's always this point too in the winter where the snow is just kind of kicking in, but you haven't in the middle. Escaping the winter. And then in between, you get nice and huffy and puffy. This is kind of my first real hike of the winter. Whoa, which is lovely. Okay, there we go. And look at this. All of this snow is just blown right off the side. So it's all kind of gathered down there. Up we go. 2, a lot of wolverines up here. Or at least, I mean, not a lot, but I've seen a wolverine twice, which is huge because they're pretty reclusive animals. So to see any, it's kind of a big deal. And I've seen one kind of on the other side of this mountain, and then one on Little O'Malley. But there's quite a lot of wildlife out here if you know where to look. A lot of times you can kind of see it in the tracks, but not gonna be a whole lot of tracks right now, just with, the jet engine that is the wind blowing this right now. I was setting this up with Jennifer earlier, and she was saying that the headphones are really good, because I've got a headphone in, kind of hiding in the hood. And she said, oh, I can't hear any wind at all. Oh! So it just sounds like you're being dramatic. But I'm here to say, in case you can't hear the wind, it is there. Yeah, this is gonna be a dicey part up in the middle. But I think once I get it, like past it a little bit, should calm right down. I don't know what I was thinking. And if you're in the comments, well, I'm obviously not, because if I take my phone out, I'm both worried to freeze and or blow up. So, who knows once I get somewhere, if I get somewhere sheltered. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them. And hey, if you have any answers, you may as well toss those in there too. What a day to choose. Okay. Oh, gonna let that, you can feel that wind blown snow just zipping along. Here we go. Okay, we're off the trail. That's fine. You know what? It's time. It's time to. Hiking poles are more effective than this is, but hey, actually, you know, I don't need the. So this is the adze right here. There's the axe. I'll just take this piece off. This is the pick. I think. I don't know if I'm right on that. But if you say anything confidently enough. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Let's get up. I don't know when it's gonna go away. I think it's one of these where you just kind of have to go through it. So we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna go up the mountain. We're kind of trying to get the halfway point here. There's a little bit of shelter at the top. I hope. I mean, it's not like a refuge. There's a little circle, which sometimes protects you from wind, but sometimes the wind comes from literally all the directions, including up. So you don't always get much of a protection against anything. But I think that's kind of the difference between Alaskan, and like hiking in Europe or something. One, you have amazing access, and they'll meet you at the top of the mountain with hot chocolate. The other, you bring your own hot chocolate. You probably won't make it to the mountain. There might not be a trail, but you might be there. Okay. I'm gonna pull this tighter, I think. There's my little, there's like a little drawstring on my head. And if I can find it, there we go. Might be able to cinch that in a bit. All right, up we go. It's the part where I might lose service. Let's find out. Whew. Alaska's not always like this. Normally it's actually pretty chill. Like not cold chill, but you know. Not as windy. Okay, up we go. Also wonder if I should have started this madness at the top so we could actually just sat there and made a good watercolor. But I think it still worked just fine. Okay, so this is a little kind of saddle. You got like a little half peak on this side. Still great views. You have the full peak on this side. But then the cool thing about flat top is it sort of keeps on going. There's like flat top peak 2 and peak 3 and flake top. So it's a lovely. Okay, well this is gonna be exciting too. We just gotta kind of go through this gap. I gotta go up this at some level. I can see there's a flagpole up top, and it's just being whipped around, which doesn't bode well for us. Like I said, there's like a semicircle of rocks. We'll be fine though. Okay, here. That was just. These socks are doing great, by the way. Boots, also great. Let's just put those around. It's inevitable to get some snow. It's just gonna happen, but we can prevent it better, and that's why you wear wool, just because it'll actually keep you warm. And it doesn't smell. Not that I smell. I'm scentless like a fawn. Okay. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh, I love this. Love this lighting. Just showing up. Oh yeah, look. Oh, it's just so cool. You got like light, dark. But just look at that moody sky and all the clouds kind of trapped down below. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Up we go. So the thing. At some point, I'd love to be able to like answer questions, but instead, right now, I'm just gonna prattle because I need to get up there. There's a thing called fair. It's a European term, but it's basically when you don't want to do something, and instead just you fast. You know, it's kind of a hiking thing. I think it's British maybe, but it's like you stop and you mess with your jacket and you repack your pack. Procrastination at its best. When it's really windy and nasty, but that's kind of how you get really cold and chilled out. So we really just want to kind of go straight up here, make it to the top if we can. And then we'll call it up there. So I try not to give anybody vertigo here. Not that it's like very high, it's just from the shakes. Okay. Yep, we go. Staffing right here at its finest. Okay, up we go. Oh man, I love that dark. Can you actually see that? It's kind of indigo back there. Love it. Love the look. There's not a whole lot of light in Alaska, but it is certainly dynamic light. Okay, so if you can see here, all the rocks have little coat on one side and nothing on the other, which means that there's been some real wind. So maybe I didn't exactly hit the sheltered spot like I thought I would. We're gonna kind of zip up. There's technically a trail. Not sure if it exists right now. Or if anything, the trail is actually probably more packed with snow because the wind would just sort of eat into the sheltered spots. But also have some good little spikies on my feet, which should do me well. This is not a sketchy spot. Maybe 100 feet at the top. What I need is like a little clip that just holds my hood to my hat. I feel like that would do. That's an invention that should be made. Up we go. Slow and steady. Not bad though for, 20 minutes outside of Anchorage. Literally 20 minutes from my house. Plus, a sizable amount of hiking. The fun there, maybe not without a spotting scope, but it is always fun that you can kind of see the mountains from town. Boy, I hope this microphone side of things works, because if it doesn't, you're probably just hearing so much wind instead. It will get less windy up at the top, I swear. Look at that. Look at that. That moody, love that kind of moody bit of mountain over there. Oh. Throw. Whoa. That's sort of where you just. You see the wind just whipping off here? When you hold fingers, kind of give up all their blood, so to speak. I think it's like a president, like quick for organs, but circulation thing usually, which I do. One of the easiest ways to come, and that'll make things a little nicer. Actually, it won't. It makes everything hurt a lot more, but I think if you wait, the longer you wait, the more it's gonna hurt when you do get your fingers back. And up here before, I've seen mountain goats in weather like this, which is one of the fun things to make because they're so nonplussed. To them, this is just like a regular day out. Okay, up we go. Slow and steady. Also, that way you don't sweat too much. It's another way to stay nice and cold is to get real sweaty. And another good roll. I'm be doing there. I've often thought that'd be so much simpler. Just air glide down. Don't worry about any of this. Big, kind of climb. Once you pass that, then it's a little bit of the technical section, also known as sketchy, or there's other terms for it that I won't say live. But in this weather, and then we'll gauge it, see what we feel, and we make a post it, then we'll right to the top, which is this big flat section called flat top, obviously. But it's like a big football field basically at the top. It's kind of a unique mountain. Okay, up we go. Now, what's cool about like the socks in particular is that wool is recyclable, which I didn't know. Like you can just keep on using wool. It's not like once it's it's kind of put in a garment, that's it. It's also natural, so unlike polyester, polar fleece, any of those ones, it won't kind of keep on turning into microplastics. But which is what Darn Tough is doing. And frankly, I think more companies should. I think some have started to, but that's kind of been Darn Tough's thing since the beginning. So you can recycle it, and they turn theirs into, I believe, like blankets for first responders. I mean, you know, you put a blanket on somebody who's maybe pulled out of the water or something like that, or been in a scary situation. They make kind of wool blankies. I think also dog beds, maybe airplane seats. In a lot of places you wouldn't expect, and it gives me a little bit more heart knowing that my special socks might end up doing good. But it also makes me stoked on wool in general. Like, it's also fireproof. Well, it's not fireproof, but like if there is an accident, like polyester near their skin because it could melt, whereas wool will just singe, or cotton will just singe. So a lot of times wildland firefighters wear wool layers or cotton layers because of that. Here we go. Okay, we are so not there, but we're making it. So this is, I'll show you here. Okay, this is top of the mountain up there. Anchorage looks like Elmendorf. It's got a tiny bit of light, and we just got to get over here, and then come. We're making some good time, and then comes the sketch, and then I'll put everything up in an envelope, and just throw it into the air, and it'll blow down to the post office as fast as I can get there. Sketchy bit here. There we are. I mean, I say this is sketchy. Well, because it is, but I feel like so often you'll have like a trail runner, you know, a pair of crampons, just kind of zip up past you. After something like this. But, oh boy. All right, this is where we're headed. Up there. So I'm gonna figure out some way to secure this camera because there's some parts up here that I really don't want to have one hand on. So let's get up there, secure, get to the top, maybe have a nice long drink, and make a sketch. Okay. Yep, we go. And now the commentary drops off as the focus goes fully into the feet. Oh, beautiful. Check it out down there. Wow. That's one pretty place. All right. Scoot down here. Okay, this might be a good spot. Sit. Readjust. Let them flat up. Ta-da! Not there yet. But if I can't get up there, this is a fine spot to be. Shove that in there. Okay. All right. Let's get in here. Fingers still relatively warm, so I'm not going to switch out gloves. What I do need, nope, not that. What I do need, you bet, maybe a snack. Snack at the top. This is what faffing looks like at its finest. I'll show you, this is the full kit of what is being brought. Everything for today. Extra socks, of course. Light gloves, in case that was a thing, but it was not. Some binoculars. Make sure nothing flies off here if we can help it. Okay, and let's just zip this all back up. All right. Whoa! Try to make a run for it. That is what I plan on not to be doing. Falling or slipping. All right, now let's head on back up this thing. I got a little bit of one of these. Put one of these on. I want to go check some questions, see if anybody has any. No, this is faffing. Ah, that's all right. Fine. I might want to zip my phone up a little bit better. Okay. Quickly, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Quickly double check. See how things are going. Let's see, what are we on? We're on YouTube. Okay. Just trying to figure out like how to do something live while also being able to pay attention and also just not fall through stuff. Okay, here we go. Wow, okay. Here we go. I do not think this is streaming on Twitch. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we do with the yes, climbing section. We will be being safe is what we will be doing. Let's see. Also, yes, this is a beer koozie. If anybody was wondering, it's great. You put your phone in it, and then your phone doesn't die because of the cold. Bus run bus. Thank you, Ricky Gates. These things are. I don't like put beer in to keep them cold, but it does keep my phone warm, which is lovely. Okay, what else is happening here? Keep on track and painting forward. Thank you. We will be staying warm. And hello from Southern UK. Hello. Yeah, similar vibes, I think. This is kind of fell-esque, isn't it? Painting bright sunlight over there a couple days. Couldn't believe how cold feet got. That's why you need wool socks. Okay, let's see. And there, hello, Dad. Let's see, who else is there? Okay, well, hello, everybody. All right, any immediate pressing questions right now? Otherwise, I think I'm gonna go climb the sketchy bit here and just strap this to my chest, I think. That's it. Did I read everything here? Yeah, more or less. Okay, I think that this is neither hands is free. Stay safe. Okay, here we go. And into